I was recently invited to take part in a large Minecraft build event, where 400 builders came together in a creative Minecraft server, but were only given 72 hours to build. And our goal? Build something truly epic. Well, my name is Tree, welcome onto my little video today, and I'm going to just go around showing you my contribution to this absolute mammoth event. Now, this event took place on the Bakery server, which is a server dedicated to Minecraft builds and Minecraft builders and enthusiasts. And here is the actual hub of that server. And as you can see, this has come from a previous event before, which is just absolutely and truly epic of a server hub. But what we're trying to do today, there's 16 team captains for this event, including some very familiar names, which I'll pop some of them on the screen now for you. Now, each team could pick up to one theme if they wish, or just build some incredible structures. Now, we can use tools such as World Edit and Axiom, but they are capped with limited functionality, and everything we build must be done by hand. There are some basic guidelines which I'll go over just in a minute. However, this event turned into something incredible, with mass cylinders providing us a base plate in which to build on, and let our imaginations run absolutely free and wild to build whatever we want. Now, thank you very much to Calvin, who gave me an invite to the event. I really do appreciate it. And Snarple for all the hard work, and the staff who did everything behind the scenes. But for this bakery event, let's just show you my perspective of how my build came together from start to finish. And before we go over and show you that entire time lapse, just some guidelines that were given to us before we started. The first one was to not use assets or any pre-made builds. It has to all be done by hand. So everything you're going to see in this video, everyone's built by hand, which is just mesmerizing to me. No pointy roofs, they're a no-go. No armor stands, banners, or item frames. Be very careful with using World Edit or Axiom. And then more importantly, finish your build, which is the big one. I had, obviously with kids and work, I had a little bit of Friday. I had about 10 hours on Friday I could do. And I'll kind of go over my time allocation as I get to it. So that was kind of make sure you have a build, you do it within your skill set and the time in which you can obviously give up to play. Big thing here when it comes to the actual template, we're building in cylinders. Now, we can keep within the cylinder or build up to 20 blocks away. Try and integrate it with the floor as well. But ultimately, we have that entire space to allocate and build something truly unbelievable. Now, you can see here with my team blue that I'm part of, as I zoom in here, you'll see I'm actually focused on the bottom section of the cylinder next to Calvin, Happy, Luna's down here as well, amongst all of our different teammates. And I'll put all their names in the video description down below so you can go check them all out. But yeah, what we'll now do is I'll actually now go through my POV. I'll just explain what I was doing, my thought process, and kind of take it from there. But I came in with this with no idea. I truly had no idea what I was going to build. The only thing I knew that is Venetian, so from Venice, and space. That was our two loose themes that we had to go for. And entering this stage and even watching this back right now, I still had no idea what I was going to build. The only thing I think I knew within myself that I wanted to do was I knew the block palette. We've just done it. So on my Wilderness SMP videos that I've just released recently, I am building a Greek/Roman inspired build. What I've now learned is that build isn't actually Roman and it isn't actually Greek. It's Venetian. That's what I've been doing unknowingly. So I went with the same block palette as that because I was comfortable and I knew in the time that I had, it gave me an opportunity to build something that I was comfortable with somewhat. Obviously I had to challenge myself in some areas, but to the time in which I could give up, I knew I could make this possible to achieve. So what I've got in the top left hand corner is also the overall time lapse of the first 3 hours. So I've got that kind of run so you can obviously see everyone else's builds in the background as well as they're kind of going up. Now my Bobby mod didn't actually capture all the footage of all the cylinders. There's actually more cylinders here than there is in my video here. You can see there's actually 8 tall cylinders. Each team basically has 2 sections. My team blue are at the bottom of our cylinder and we have the brown team above us, but there's 8 cylinders with 2 teams on each. So you can't quite see all of them going up in my replay, unfortunately, but you do get to see most of them. But you can tell from my build, it started off with just a very basic proof of concept. I really wanted to go for some kind of like town hall build, because it's not one that I've got on my own world or I've built before, but it's something I know and I'm going to be building in the future. So I kind of laid into that to try and get a bit of experience and, you know, get myself preempting for a future build of my own. So we used all the wool. Some other people use like gold blocks, diamond blocks. There's a whole variant, redstone I've seen as well, emerald blocks you can see on the right too. I just use wool to get the principal sort of build area. So I use the red for the floor, the yellow for the sort of towers on either side, and obviously the yellow just to kind of give me the height perspective as well of how tall I wanted to go. So I stuck within a size that I felt comfortable with. The first day that I streamed would be the Friday, and I went for 10 hours. So I started from 3 o'clock, which was 1 hour after the start time. So I was about an hour behind everybody else when I started. So, and as you can see now, it's hours 3 to 4 in a little video in the top left-hand corner. So that's at the end there of that sort of little video. You may want to go back and watch it again. But effectively, yeah, I kind of built within my comfort zone for size, scale, and the time of the 10 hours. And my goal for that first 10-hour session was to finish this build. I'd say I probably got about 80% of it done at the end of it here. So once we got the 2 pillars and sort of towers on either side done, got the inner pillars to hold up the supporting wall above it, as if you normally see in like banks or central halls, stuff like that. Once they were in, I then went on to the sort of gradual staircase. A little bit of greenery, obviously being corrupted tree. I wanted to put some custom trees in there, so we went for some trees along the way inside here. And this was an element of space I wanted to try and put into it, as if it's like a vortex. So we've done like the glass effect to make it look like it's obviously the depth perception on the build with the lights inside it. And I went for sea lanterns. We eventually got one of the other team members, Grumpy, from a team just across from us, came across and actually made them a little bit tighter. So thank you very much, Grumpy, for helping me out with that. And you can actually see them right there in that clip. Also, top left, just note that's hour 4 to 7. You can see the brown team fairly coming together now, as well as our team at the bottom. But yeah, we started to move on to the inner arches, the inner roof. I used World Edit. I don't use Axiom, so I don't like... Well, it's not that I don't like it. I'm very inexperienced with it. I don't use it. I've used World Edit for about 3-4 years now. And feel really comfortable with mainly the copy paste element, the flipping stuff, and that's mainly the only things I used was copy, paste, and flip. I didn't use it for anything else. So, and I think it turned out really well. So I got a custom trees in, 2 vortexes, the little palette at the bottom you might recognize or should recognize for anyone who's watched my videos before, where we have actually came together and used those for my Wilderness SMP base. But yeah, at the bottom, we now started to push the building down to the floor now. There were some really elaborate designs for this. As you maybe at the end, I've got a video when we pass by the lower sections. You'll actually get to see a lot of what other people did. And there were some really clever, genius ways of being able to connect it to the floor. Particularly happy here on the left-hand side. You might notice they're making this like wave water effect. Unbelievable. Now here is one of my hardest parts. Yeah, circles, ovals, circles, whatever you want to call them. Spiral staircase. I missed a little bit of recording there. It did jump a fair little bit because, yeah, I was pulling my hair out. That for me was probably one of the more difficult things I had to make there, was those staircases coming around to make them appear as though they're gradual, and then a grand entrance up to the top. I put a little tunnel at the front with some water effect using glass, white glass, blue glass, and some webs, spider webs to fill it in. But here we are. This was actually the end of day 1. So I'm to the right there. There's Happy Stunt with a submarine. There's Calvin. I think it was Sunraven next. And I believe it was Luna. Yeah, right on the far side. But here's everything we achieved at the end of my day 1, obviously in the UK. So I think this was about 10 p.m., 11 p.m., give or take. And this is how far we actually got at the end of day 1, which was just for day 1. Unbelievable. And you can see some of the builds on the left as well. I don't really showcase them here, but there's some builds that people have done. Truly, guys, if you get a chance, please go to the Discord, check out the bakery. There's loads of posts and stuff, and this hub will be available for everyone to access and use in the not too distant future, I would imagine. And just flying around it was so inspirational, and I took a lot away from it. I know there's so many different things I've learned, and I can't wait to go back and have a look at it again in a little bit more detail. Go to certain areas and look at some builds and actually go through them all. I did try and do that as I could, but with kids and family, it was a little bit hard to commit time over a weekend, unfortunately. So this is my day 2. I was only on for about 2 hours, 3 hours, hanging about with friends, because that's what this is about. It's not a competition, it's an event to hang about with like-minded people, Minecraft builders that we can hang out with and make friends with. I certainly have done that. A few new people that I've met through like Twitch and like YouTube and within the Discords, and we've been talking. So thank you very much to all the guys. Big hangout, particularly Lily's teammates, Lily Mae Darling and her team. There's a bunch of British lads and they were all really sound. So thank you very much for accommodating. It was really nice. But yeah, here you can see with the two little videos that I've got now. We're just connecting up the base. I'm connecting up to Happy here on the left hand side, and I also connected up to the build on the right hand side as well. It's integrated with a pre-existing path. I continued through the water effect into my base too, so you could actually see the pillars coming through as if it were to be a pier. Going to go out to the water and got it all connected. I was really chuffed. I mean, I think I did it to scale, I think. But here's where I had finished everything by end of day 2. And I thought, well, I need to do something on day 3. So I had this stupid idea of opening up the door, because you didn't have to build interiors. I spoke to Calvin about this and mentioned it to Deep, but you didn't have to do interiors. And a lot of the builds don't. But because my build was at the bottom and we wanted to try and have connectivity to all of our bases, I got it in my mind that I was going to do that. So I opened up the door and made a central entrance. So on day 3 for my stream, I spent a lot of time with Luna Cupcake, also Crink, Rocket, and a lot of our teammates. We built the central spire. Now the center spire was like a dropper for the brown team as well. So although the brown team are right above us in the cylinder, they also came and used this at a point where they could get from top to bottom also. And I'll be honest, me and Luna here, we pulled out our hair quite a fair bit. It wasn't a perfect circle, so copying and pasting with world edit and stuff just wasn't easy. So eventually we ended up making it by hand, and it took us way longer than expected. We did joke about it. It was fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. We're not too interested in whether it's efficient and stuff. This was really the last thing we had to do. And if this was the last thing I had to do on stream, then I was going to be fairly happy. So we got most of the structure all in. We eventually started to add the path here, and it can, as you can see, spiral down from the center core of our building, which is obviously a very Venice themed inspired build. And the path took you all the way to the bottom, where you can see Luna and I just kind of put it together. So thank you very much, Luna Cupcake. Luna actually got awarded, I think it was MVB, I think was the award, most valuable builder for of the event. She's done an incredible job. Well done, Luna, and helping not just us, but hanging out with other teams and doing everyone, you know, what we should be doing in this event is networking, hanging out and making friends. So well done, Luna, and all the other builders that did get awards and stuff by Starples at the end. I'm not sure how they're all voted upon, but either way, it was absolutely deserved. But yeah, Luna and I had an incredible job. This is all finished at the bottom. And that was it. I'll zoom out now, and you can obviously see it as a completed build. So not too long a video. I said I didn't spend a huge amount of time. In total, it ended up being about 19 to 20 hours I spent on it. Not really building all the time, but as you can see here, wow. This was just truly spectacular. So here's just a little view of the bottom section of all of the builds running from right to left, where we are in the left-hand side here. And you'll just see that there were some just incredible details that people put actually into their builds. There's me at the bottom. So scale-wise, I actually built to scale, I think. I think it wasn't too bad. It kind of blended in really well. But just look through here with all the different structures, kind of organics with the trees, the ships, there's windmills, there's dragonflies, there's bridges, there's lighting, there's a butterfly there. There's pictograms and pictures, and just honestly, guys, like, this has been one of the most incredible events I've ever been involved with Minecraft. So if it ever comes up again, I'll put all the link to the bakery Discord down below. Please go check them out. Incredible bunch of people. Post your builds, look for inspiration. You can't certainly go wrong. Here's my final little top over fly, and as you can see, yeah, it just blows my mind every single time I look at this, and I was just one small part of that. So I can't walk through the build. The server and event has now closed down, so it is all replay footage that I have. But what I'll do just to wrap up is I'll hand you over to Tree and evaluate what we achieved. Right, and there we have it. 72 hours build event with over 400 people. Oh, that was crazy. There were so many people on. I think they averaged like 100 people active at every single one time. It never dropped below that. And there was like 391, not including some other like staff and stuff, I believe, that was on. So yeah, absolutely crazy numbers. So again, great job by Snarples. All the staff, all the admins that kind of look after and make these things happen. Big shout out to Calvin also for giving us a little invite and having him as part of his blue team. I'll pop obviously Calvin's link below, Snarple, and the Discord and the website for the bakery if you guys are interested in potentially taking part in a video. Well, not a video, but taking part in one of these events yourselves. All the information can be found on the bakery Discord if you would like to take part. And even join the Discord, the server as well, and come play some Minecraft with us all. You certainly can. Well, that's it. We'll leave you all there for today. Obviously, I covered as much footage as I could. I think in total we gave in about sort of 19 to 20 hours of the 72. So not as much as maybe some other people. There was definitely people who had a lot more hours than that. But with obviously kids and stuff, I could commit what I could. And we managed to get most of the Friday and a little bit of the Sunday evening to contribute to the event. But again, big shout out to my entire team. Thank you to Calvin, all the admin team, the bakery staff for having us. Well, my name has been Tree. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'll hopefully catch you all again in a future video where we've got a few more SMP content videos coming out and potentially some hardcore content of a world that we've been streaming on Twitch for quite some time. I've been saving the content for that, so that should be out in the not too distant future as well. But for now, take care. I'll speak to you all in another video, and yeah, catch you all later. Bye.